1 second. Okay, here we are. So Dan, thank you so much. Dan or Daniel?
Daniel.
Daniel, thank you so much for joining. If you don't mind introducing yourself for our audience.
Sure. My name's Daniel Weiss. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of MC Strauss Company.
Fantastic. And I'm the Stana Palazova, the VP of Growth for Midwest in IWG. And Dan, we have a center that you're a partner. We have a management agreement partnership for a location in Mesa, Arizona. So would you mind telling us how long you've been a partner with Regus at this location?
I believe the lease was signed in May 2018.
2018. And from what I've seen, the numbers, it's doing fantastic financially and occupancy wise. But do you mind talking a little bit about your experience working with Regus on this partnership?
Certainly. Actually, financially and occupancy, Regus has significantly exceeded their own projections, which is great. And we believe that they've been the ideal tenant partner. The property, we were actually running it as executive suite operators prior to leasing to Regus. And the maximum occupancy that we achieved was approximately 30%. Traditionally, it had run around 20% occupancy, and Regus stabilized it faster than they had anticipated. It was projected that they wouldn't reach stabilized occupancy until the end of the third year, and that stabilized occupancy would be 80%. And fast forward to today, and they're at 95.5% occupied, and they reached stabilized occupancy like a year ahead of schedule. So we couldn't be any happier.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. So that explains, I was going to ask you about the build out, but that explains you already had the place built out. It was ready, just basically transition to our brand.
Right. Yeah, it was an easy transition because it was already built out. So it was an additional incentive for us to enter into a lease with you guys.
Yeah, makes it smoother. And it looks like a non-traditional building. Am I right from the pictures I was looking at it?
Yeah, kind of unique backstory on it. When we originally purchased the property, it was actually a United Artists Theater, a movie theater. And when they vacated, we thought for a couple of years of how to repurpose the building, and ultimately concluded that we were going to add a second story because this is a little bit of a tangent, but theaters, when they're constructed, they have floor to ceiling concrete bays for sound insulation, and because you have to do the concrete bays anyways, there was a structural component to them, and so we couldn't really open up the space for another retailer, and ultimately that led us to our decision to build the second story on top and convert it into an office building.
Very cool. Well, very relevant also because right now there's a ton of whether it's a shopping plazas or even movie theaters, people that are thinking of repurposing, developers. So
yeah,
good to know. And
I think we're a little too far ahead of the curve, though. This all happened about 2003. So, the office demand didn't really catch up in that submarket until I would say, 15, 18, 20. So.
Yeah, ahead of the curve for sure. Daniel, do you have any other properties that are currently in a partnership with Regus, or are you guys considering any others?
Not presently, though we'd like to. We're acquiring some buildings here in San Diego where we're headquartered, and we've presented Regus with a couple of opportunities, and we're hopeful to make another deal with them.
Oh, very nice. Okay, we'd love that. Yeah. And final question for you, and I'll let you go enjoy your Friday evening. Any advice you have for potential partners that are right now considering this process and opportunity with us?
Sure. It took us probably longer than it should have to actually execute the lease. I mean, it's a non-traditional lease structure whereby Regus, largely just pays operating expenses and then percentage rent based on their own lease up. And we just kind of kept coming back to the conclusion that Regus, this is what they do. They're better at it than we are. And that philosophy was rewarded. Obviously, as I've said, the stabilized occupancy exceeded your own projections. So It was a little bit difficult for us to wrap our heads around at first, but we're sure glad that we did in the final analysis.
Fantastic. Well, I can't thank you enough. And hopefully we'll be doing some more deals together soon in San Diego.
Would love to.
So have a great evening, okay? And we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks so much. You take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.